Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in today. I have an extremely fun recipe coming today to you guys. It is cod in the air fryer. I've never used the air fryer on my channel and I love the air fryer. As a fried food lover, it is something that I truly miss, but I made a pact with myself when I had gastric bypass surgery that I would never eat fried food again, deep fried food. So I decided that I needed to come up with a recipe to be able to have that fried food taste, but it not be deep fried. So I am going to show you guys how I make a healthier version of fried fish, and the fish that I use is cod. The air fryer that I have, I got a few years ago. I actually got this before I had gastric bypass surgery. It is a Farberware air fryer. I got it on Black Friday. I think that I paid $39 for this. I think it's usually about $89. It has a couple of different settings, and I can link it down below so that you guys can see the one that I have if they even still make this one. I know that air fryers have evolved quite a bit in the past few years, but there's different settings and different ways that you can make different things with air fryers. So on mine, it says that for fish that you cook it on 400 for 15 to 20 minutes. I always typically cook my fish for 20 minutes just so that it gets crispier. So I've tried this multiple different ways. This is my favorite way to make it. I am a lover of cod, and so for this recipe, I use the cod fillets. I get these at Acme, but you can use any type of cod. You can use any type of fish for that matter. So these are cod fillets. They are individually wrapped and they come frozen. So depending on the bag that you get, there's typically 5 in a package. This one came with 6 because they're smaller, and the nutrition on these is great. Cod is a very lean, low-fat, protein-packed fish. Obviously, there's no carbs in it. It's very lean. It's a very mild fish, so it is one that I prefer. So this is the one that I get at Acme. Sometimes they run it on sale for $4.99 a bag. It was not on sale this time when I got it, but that's okay. So they come pre-packaged in these little vacuum sealed. They give instructions on thawing them. You thaw them in the refrigerator. If you want to use them immediately, you can place them in a big bowl with ice cold water for a couple of hours. So I will show you how I prepare these in just a second. So what you're also going to need is I use 1/4 cup of coconut flour, and then I have that in a bowl here. I also use 3 whole eggs, which I will be beating up just with a fork. And then I also I found these shortly after having gastric bypass. These are chickpea crumbs, and they are like a better for you breadcrumb. They are very good. They have a little bit more fiber, little less carbs, a little bit more protein. I've tried using just these to bread things, and it's just not the same. So I mix these. I mix 1/4 cup of these with 1/3 cup of panko breadcrumbs, and these are the whole wheat ones. And you can use just the chickpea ones. You can use just the panko ones. I choose to mix a little bit of both. So I use 1/3 cup of the panko whole wheat breadcrumbs with 1/4 cup of the chickpea breadcrumbs. So I have that mixed in a bowl right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to beat up the eggs with a fork, and then I'm going to show you how I get these cod fillets nice and breaded and ready to go in the air fryer. So what you're going to want to do is turn your air fryer on. Depending on the size of your air fryer, you might have to do 2 batches depending on how much fish you're going to put in there. Usually I have to do 2 batches of it. I like to just single layer it in the air fryer, so I haven't turned it on yet. I don't even know how many quarts this holds, but I just got the smallest one. So what I'm going to do is, it says fish is 400, so I'm going to turn it on 400, and I'm just going to put it on 30 minutes because I'm going to preheat it. Up here, there are a couple of different settings that tell you when it is ready and when it is hot. So I'm going to turn that on while I get this breaded. I have these nice little cooking mats. You can use these to line cookie trays. They are non-stick. I like to put them down on my counter for when I'm going to be setting out raw foods, and then I can just spray them with bleach. I also am so weird about meat, and I will go over my counter with bleach when I'm done as well. But I like to just set those there instead of using foil and getting out a bunch of stuff. So you're also going to need paper towels. This is to get out some of the moisture on the cod fillets because these are vacuum sealed, and when you thaw them, there is like some juice that comes out of them. So on my little silicone baking mat, I don't know that it's intended for this use, but I'm going to lay a couple paper towels, and I have all my cod fillets laying here. I'm going to cut open, and I'm just going to kind of pour the juice here, and I'll give you guys a top-down view of this in a few minutes. You can do one at a time, or you can cut them all out. But I'm basically just going to cut all of them at the same time so that the basic mess is over with. I'm just going to lay them all on these paper towels and get rid of all the wrappers. This bag came with 6 of them. 6 fillets. And I have 2 of these Amazon silicone baking mats, and they are so nice. I use them for multiple things. I'm going to lay down a couple more paper towels here. Some of these are smaller than others. Okay, so now all of my cod is out on paper towels, and just going to kind of blot this here to get off all the excess moisture. So once all the moisture has been blotted out of the cod, I'm going to take a fork and I'm going to dip it in the egg here. And then I'm going to take the cod and roll it around in the coconut flour, just lightly coated. Dip it back into the egg until it's lightly saturated again, and dip it in the mixture of panko breadcrumbs and chickpea breadcrumbs. And then I'm gonna lay it over here on the mat. And literally, that is what you're gonna do until these are all covered. I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna show you guys the top-down version of it. Let me get this fork out of here. So dip it in the egg, dip it in the coconut flour, dip it back in the egg. It can get a little messy, but it's okay. That's what Clorox wipes are for. And dip it in the mixture. I always keep a spoon in the mixture too, because you can just like toss it on top. And then take it out and lay it on the mat.
So I'm gonna take the cod here, dip it in the egg, dip it in the coconut flour. I always keep a spoon in there just to like toss it on top. Back in the egg. And in this mixture. Sometimes they're little slippery little suckers. Just like that. A little bit slippery. Okay. Making it work.
Once they're all dipped and coated, what I do is make sure that my air fryer is ready. There's a little like blue light and a little red light. And what the blue light means is that I believe that means that it is still preheating. The red light means that it's on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle this with just a tad bit of salt and a tad bit of pepper. And then I'm going to toss these bad boys in there. And we're gonna wait 20 minutes.
All right, I so totally lied to you guys. This blue button means that it's on. This one means that it is preheating. So what I'm gonna do is open this. I wanted to show you guys the degrees. This is 400, which I have it set to, and this is the timer. It goes all the way to 30 minutes. And then if you can see on here, this is the different settings that it tells you how to cook it and what to cook it on. So I'm gonna open this and spray it with Pam spray. And I'm gonna place my fish in here and just line it. I like strategically line it in here to fit as much as I can, but I am gonna do 2 batches because I want it to cook really nicely. I can probably fit one more little guy in here. And then I'm gonna spray with Pam spray again on top. And I'm gonna pop it in here and set the timer for 20 minutes. And this is what it looks like after it has been in the air fryer for about 20 minutes. I think I took it out at about 19 just because it was getting brown. Usually the second batch that I put in there only takes anywhere from like 15 to 17 minutes. It might take a tad longer just since I'm talking and it's open now, so some of the heat's coming out, but yeah, it's fabulous. It's so good. And if you hang on, I'm gonna have some healthy tartar sauce to go with it. So this is what it looks like.
So once your cod is done, you can put a piece or two in a Tupperware container, and I've never froze it, but I do keep it in the refrigerator for a day or two and pack it away and, heat it back up in the microwave. But what would cod be, or any type of fish, without tartar sauce? So I make a tartar sauce to go with it that is actually just 2 ingredients. And I use light mayo. This is Hellmann's light mayonnaise. It is, for a tablespoon of it, is 3.5 grams of fat, 35 calories. And I mix it. I use a half a cup of light mayo, and I mix it with sugar-free sweet relish. The only place that I have found this is Giant Eagle. So this has 1 carb for a tablespoon, and this is made with Splenda. Sorry, people that hate Splenda, you guys know me, I love it. And I mix a 1/4 cup of the sugar-free sweet relish with a half a cup of the light mayo. So I'm gonna mix this together in a bowl. And I like to just have some of this made up. I'm mix that with the 1/4 cup of Splenda infused sweet relish. Mixes really well, and I put it in little Tupperwares. You can add more or less relish depending on how sweet you like it, and it mixes together great. Sometimes I'll put equal parts of the light mayo and the sweet relish because I like mine pretty relishy. So, and that's what it looks like. So it is fabulous. It's so good. Email me with any questions. I will link kind of the specialty items, the chickpea breadcrumbs, the sweet relish, in down below the video. If you have any questions at all, email me. I'll put my email in there. And follow me on Instagram for some fun little stories and some new things that are coming. New fun things that are coming. Super exciting. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to inspire someone today.